recording. Yeah. So, yeah, Guru means the real Guru means one who takes us out of the ignorance of the material world. One who delivers from this samsara sagara. One who delivers us from this samsara sagara. Now we are all stuck in this material world and going through the repeated cycle of birth, death, old age and disease. So Guru is the one who takes us out of this repeated cycle of birth, death, old age and disease. Yeah. So we recite the Mangalacharana prayers, right? What is the first one? Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurom Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Ajnana Timirandasya means I am in this dark dungeon of ignorance in the material world. Please take me out of this ignorance. That is a prayer we are offering to Gurus. And there is another popular prayer, right? Asatoma Jyotirgamaya Tamasoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityonma Amrutangamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Yeah, that is a Shanti mantra. That mantra is called Shanti mantra. Asatoma Sadgamaya. This is a prayer to the Lord. So what is the prayer? Oh Lord, please lead me from Asat to Sat. Asatoma Sadgamaya. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Tamasa means darkness. Jyoti means light. Oh Lord, please lead me from darkness to light. And then Mrityonma Amrutangamaya. Mrityu means death. Amruta means no death. Oh Lord, please lead me from mortality to immortality. And Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Yeah. And there is even the Gayatri mantra also, right? Om Bhur Bhuvahasvaha Tatsa Vidur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yona Prachodayat. That mantra also tells the same thing. Oh Lord, please lead me from ignorance to enlightenment. Yeah. So now the importance of Guru is such that Guru is more important than Krishna himself. Guru is more important than Krishna himself. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So in that prayer, we consider Guru as equal to Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, and so on. But in one sense, Guru is even more important than Krishna himself. In Hari Bhakti Vilasa, there is a shloka. Hari Bhakti Vilasa is a compilation of various shlokas that talk about the archanam of the deities. Okay, how to perform the deity worship. Okay, it illustrates the detailed worship of deity. Okay, so there is a shloka in that Hari Bhakti Vilasa that says, Pradamantu Gurum Pujyam Tatascha Mamarchanam Pradamantu Gurum Pujyam Tatascha Mamarchanam Kurvan Siddhim Avapnoti Anyada Nishpalam Bhavet. So this is a shloka spoken by Krishna himself. Krishna says, Pradamantu Gurum Pujyam. First puja should be offered to Guru. And then Mamarchanam. Mamarchanam means worship of me. So then my worship. Pradamam tu Gurum Pujam Tasmaischa Mamarchanam. First you offer worship to Guru and then offer worship to me. That's why in all the ISKCON temples, first we do Guru Puja. If you attend Mangalarti in the temple, right? 5:30. What do they sing? How many of you have attended Mangalarti? At least once. Doesn't have to be every day, but at least once. Okay, some people. Okay, watermelon changed to grapes.
Come on, I went looking for watermelon. No watermelon.
Okay, the season is over. Season is over. Okay, good. Yeah, we'll change your name.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So, in the previous, the text that was read, it is mentioned that no, the one who calls himself Guru is takes food for discipline.
Yeah.
So, what makes a person Guru, and how do people know that he's Guru? He has to say it himself, right? Or how do a person becomes a Guru?
Yeah.
And other people recognize it.
Yeah. Very good question. And as you said, first he has to say himself. Okay, just like president. He has to say that I am the president. Okay. President cannot say, oh, I am very humble. I'm a servant. I'm a peon in the office. He cannot say that. President has to say that I am the president. Just like how Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, Mattaha parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvam idam protam sutre manigana iva. Krishna said, there is no truth superior to me. That means I am the absolute truth. Krishna is saying, I am the absolute truth, I am Bhagavan. There's nobody beyond me. There's nobody above and beyond me. So Krishna has to say. And if somebody says that, oh, Krishna is boasting himself, he's telling himself as God, he has to say, obviously. So similarly, yes, Guru has to say that he is Guru. Just like how Prabhupada, when he came from India to US, he introduced himself as Guru. Okay? But now, anybody can do that, right?
Yeah.
A fool number one can also introduce himself as I am Guru number one. So now, how do the receivers or disciples, the audience, how do they verify? That is also mentioned in this alphabet here. Okay? Lineage. Okay, where is that word? Lineage. Disciplic succession, right? Where is that word? Which line? One must approach a guru who comes in the authentic lineage of teachers and who has mastered the spiritual art. Where is the disciple succession here?
No, that we read in actual.
In the previous.
Not today. In the.
Okay. Yeah. You're telling in general. Yes. So if you look at the paragraph for alphabet G, there it is mentioned, right? Lineage, authentic lineage. So we have to verify if that guru belongs to any bona fide parampara. Lineage means parampara. So what is parampara? Parampara means it's a disciplic succession. It's a chain. So Srila Prabhupada is the founder Acharya of ISKCON. And who is the guru of Srila Prabhupada? Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So that day we read the list of all the gurus, right? Starting from Krishna, Brahma, Narada, Vyasa, and so on. All the way up to Srila Prabhupada. So now, based on the books that are available, based on the literature that's available, based on the lectures that are available, we can verify and confirm that Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is the guru of Srila Prabhupada. And we can also verify one generation before. We can verify all the way up to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, before that, we cannot verify. Okay? Now, if you verify 3 or 4 points, that is enough. You don't have to verify all the way to Krishna. Okay? Is Krishna the guru of Brahma? Is Narada guru of Brahma? No, the other way, right? Is Brahma the guru of Narada? Is Narada the guru of Vyasadev? We don't have to verify all those. We don't have time for that. So if you verify 2 or 3 points, then the whole parampara is verified. If you look at any gurus like Asat Guru, right? the very first checkpoint itself is failed. Okay, then there itself you conclude that he is not a genuine guru. Does that help? Yeah. So that is one thing, and
Like
above and yeah.
I mean, let's say Buddha, not the Dasavatara Buddha, but the Buddhism which came. So,
Yeah.
he was like enlightened under a tree, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it doesn't come from a lineage of, he's actually a king.
Yeah.
It doesn't come from a
Siddhartha.
lineage of, Siddhartha, he doesn't come from a parampara of teachers or like gurus.
Yeah.
But still he's a great leader or great teacher.
Yeah.
So they are like exceptions, but mostly these are the things that we should. I mean, mostly we should verify that they are from where they learned the spiritual art and everything.
Yeah.
But otherwise, there are few exceptions that may be different.
So the Siddhartha Guru, was he teaching spirituality? He was not teaching spirituality. So as we discussed, right? Guru is that person who takes us from the ignorance of this material world and takes us to spiritual world, back to Godhead. So that's the criteria. That's one of the criteria. And above and beyond all this criteria and all the checkpoints that we can do to verify if the Guru comes in a bona fide parampara or not, the most important thing that we can use to verify if a guru is the so-called guru is a genuine guru or not is using anubhava pramana. Okay, so you accept a guru and you follow the process prescribed by that guru for some time, and you see if it works. Okay, anubhava praman. Through anubhava praman you can verify. So we all know that Shabda Praman is the highest. We have three types of pramanas to learn any knowledge. What are those three types of pramanas? Pratyaksha Praman. Okay. So Shabda Praman is the best compared to Pratyaksha and Anuman Praman. Pratyaksha and Anuman Praman, they have their limitations. Whereas Shabda Pramana, you accept an authority and you start believing in that. But more than Shabda Pramana is Anubhava Pramana, experiential knowledge. Okay. So now, the importance of Guru in our life is very important. As Krishna said in that shloka, Pradamam tu Gurum Pujam Tasmai cha Mamarchanam. Kurvan siddhim avapnoti anyada nishpalam bhavet. So one who accepts Guru, one who worships Guru the first and then Krishna, whoever follows this process, they will achieve perfection. Otherwise, anyada nishpalam bhavet. They will not get any result. Okay. So that's why Guru Puja in ISKCON is so prominent. In the Mangalarti, we were discussing Mangalarti, right? So a few people attended Mangalarti. So what do we sing in Mangalarti? Guru Puja. Samsara Dava Nalalida Doka Pranaya Karunya Gana Ganatvam. And every line, every shloka in that Guruvashtakam ends with Vande Guru Shri Charanara Vindam. Vande Guru Shri Charanara Vindam. We can sing that in one of the classes. As a kirtan, we can sing one of the classes. Yeah. So we begin our day by reciting prayers to Guru. And then there is Govinda Madhi Purisham prayers to Krishna. Okay? When, after Mangalarti, then they close the curtains. Then they decorate Radha Krishna and all the deities with a new dress. New dress means not the previous day dress, but another dress. They don't buy new dress every day. I mean, if there are sponsors, maybe they can. Okay, a fresh dress. And then they decorate with fresh garlands and jewelry. And then they open the curtains. When they are opening the curtains, then the first Shringara Arati. Okay, Shringara Arati to the deities. And while Shringara Arati is happening, Govindam Adipurusham prayers are prayed are recited. So it is first Guru Puja, then Krishna Puja. Okay?
Those who knows the knowledge of Vedas, Upanishads, Rigvedas, all we are having the knowledge, but they are not coming from the parampara. So that person we cannot consider as a guru, even though he is have a knowledge about that.
Yeah, we cannot consider him as Guru. He can be a Shiksha Guru. Okay? You can, if that person is genuine. For example, in Telugu, Chaganti Garu. I don't think he belongs to any parampara. Okay? But you can consider him as a Guru, Shiksha Guru. You can hear his lectures and he's teaching. He's a nice person. He's a very genuine person, nice person. The history tells that there were no blasphemies against him. Okay? He follows what he teaches. So you can hear from such people. Okay? But he cannot be a Diksha Guru. He cannot give you a Diksha to you. Like Mantra Diksha. Okay?
Also, I want to add something here. Even if someone knows Vedas and read Bhagavatam, but if he is not diverting you to the Lord,
Yeah.
they are diverting you to themselves, then you should not. You should just run away from it. That's
Yeah.
what I heard.
Yeah.
You should say like they should not stop worship me.
Yeah.
Because I've seen that.
Yeah, yeah.
In my family, I've seen my aunt
Mm.
doing worship of the Guru
Yeah.
and only Guru.
Yeah.
Though they read Bhagavad Gita and everything, but she just worships Guru and think he is a God.
Yeah.
And he tells them that he is a God.
Yeah. So when Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshaisyami Masucha. Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. Krishna said, abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender to me. Now all these people, how do they interpret that shloka? Surrender to me. Krishna is telling surrender to Krishna. But these people will say surrender to that bogus Guru. Yeah. So yeah, we should be careful.
They have big ashrams and everything. So much fan following,
Yeah.
but ultimately they are devotees. They are asking people to surrender to them instead of the God.
Yeah. So these so-called bogus gurus, right? Through yogic processes, they may achieve some mystic powers, some siddhis, and they may do some miracles. Okay? They can manifest a Shivalinga in their hand, or they can manifest a Vibhuti in their hand, and they can teleport things from one place to another place. Now, when we look at them, it's natural to believe that those people are God, but they are not God. We are not interested in mystic powers. We are not interested in teleporting something from some place to another place. We are not interested in that Vibhuti. We are interested in much higher thing than Vibhuti. We are interested in God. We are interested in going back to God. We are interested in going back to spiritual world. So those are the things that we need. But common men, mostly the uneducated people, because of lack of awareness, because of lack of proper intelligence, they cannot discriminate between who is a genuine guru and who is not. And then they fall trap for these bogus gurus. Okay? Not only the uneducated people, in the modern times we are seeing even the intelligent people, the most intelligent people are falling trap for these people. Sadhguru, he has touched 500 million people. And all of them are elite class people, all celebrities, all well-off people in the society.
Doctors.
Yeah, well-established, highly educated people. So, yeah.
Himself says that he hasn't read scripture.
Yeah.
He says himself that he hasn't read any scripture.
He says he doesn't read, and he says you don't need to read any scriptures. Whatever I am telling you, just listen. Somebody asked him, do you believe in the concept of supreme being? Now the question is, do you believe that Krishna or Rama are supreme personalities? Then he said, did anyone tell you that Rama is supreme? So the first question to him should be, did anyone tell you that he is not? Did anyone tell you that he is not? Did anyone tell you that Rama is not supreme or Krishna is not supreme? So, yeah. I mean, with a jugglery of words, he makes people fools, and then he makes people think that, oh, he's talking some sophisticated thing, and then they fall trap for him. Okay, all
Sometimes he
nonsense.
doesn't even answer the questions correctly.
He doesn't even answer. Yeah, he just plays some jugglery of words.
And he tries to scold them like try to be intimidate or aggressive.
Yeah, if the same question is continuing,
Uh,
he will intimidate them and then stop them asking that question. A very clever guy. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. The important point from this paragraph for alphabet G is life must be guided. Every phase of our life must be guided, both material things and spiritual things. In material things also, we have to seek guidance from elderly people, senior people, from mentors. That's why in the colleges they have a concept of mentor, right? So life should be guided. Every walk of our life, somebody should be there to guide us. But in the Western countries, the so-called independence, freedom, liberty, pursuit of happiness, all those things, people have become so independent, they don't listen to anyone.
So, Prabhuji, can we take guidance for the material things from our spiritual gurus? Like if we are confused in life, some material things, difficulties going on.
Yeah.
So, should we approach our guru for the material distress or
Yes.
happiness?
Yeah, you can. You can consult a spiritual guru for both spiritual questions and material questions. Yeah. Okay. Next, let's move on to the next one. Identity. So we stopped at Annapurna. Okay, now Basu is still catching up. Okay, Jyoti, you can read.
Identity, verses 11 to 30. Krishna begins by teaching Arjuna the most fundamental understanding of spiritual life. As the driver operates a car or as the bird lives in a cage, we, the spirit soul, are similarly utilizing this body. Although living within the body, we are simultaneously different from it, temporarily operating it to perform activities, fulfill our desires, and interact with the world around us. Until we realize our true identity as a spiritual soul, we undergo the process of reincarnation, accepting unnatural material bodies and the subsequent sufferings and distress of the life in this material world. This is the first teaching that the Guru imparts knowledge of who we really are. While it may seem elementary and basic, such wisdom has seldom been understood and truly realized. This answer to the eternal question of who I am can set the soul free. If it is an answer that is worth hearing again and again.
Yeah. That's why we are reading the summary again and again. That's why we are doing chapter 2 several times. Huh?
When we feel new, every time we read Bhagavad Gita,
Yeah.
something new experience with that shloka.
Yeah. Even though it's the same book, same text, yeah, but every time you read, it's a new revelation. It's a new understanding. Yeah. It's a revealed knowledge. Bhagavad Gita is not a learned knowledge. It's a revealed knowledge. Every time you read with more sincerity, Krishna from within the heart, he reveals new knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah, I always have this question.
Mm.
I understand that I'm soul and not the body.
Yeah.
But when problems come in life,
Yeah.
this body has to act. This
Yeah.
mind has to act, right? I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm the soul.
Yeah.
But now I'm in a situation where my body and mind has to act. I can't just say, okay, I'm in the soul, So it matters, soul never dies, soul doesn't get any distress.
Yeah.
This mind and body is temporary.
Yeah.
So, but this thing doesn't help at that time,
Yeah.
or will not help at that time.
Yeah.
So how will we reconcile what we are reading, understanding
Yeah.
during those times?
Yeah. And that's the same question asked by Arjuna exactly. So Krishna gives a preliminary knowledge of the soul starting from 2.11, and after hearing one or two shlokas from Krishna, Krishna says, "Na jayate mriyate va kadachin nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuya ajo nitya shashvatoyam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire." Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kinsmen. That was the first time when Krishna introduced the concept of eternality. Okay? And then dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yavanam jara tata dehantara prapti dhiras tatrana muhyate. Just like how the body changes from birth to childhood to youthhood to old age and then finally death, similarly soul transmigrates from one body to another body at the time of death. And a sober person or a dhira is not dhira never laments with this change. Okay? So after hearing these two shlokas, 2.11 and 12 and 13 also, then Arjuna was thinking inside. He does not say, there is no shloka in chapter 2 where Arjuna says or Arjuna expresses this doubt, as we mentioned, right? Oh Krishna, you are teaching me the knowledge of the soul, but when I am interacting with my relatives, I have to interact with their bodies. And anything that happens to their bodies, it affects me. Or anything that happens to my body, it pains me. Simply by understanding that I am not the body, I am the soul. And if somebody throws this chair on you, you will not repeat the same mantra, right? I am not this body, I am the soul. I am not this body, I am the soul. You will start crying and yelling and screaming. So Arjuna expresses the same doubt. He does not ask explicitly, but as a Paramatma within Arjuna's heart, Krishna could understand Arjuna's mind that he had this doubt. That's why 2.14, Matra Sparshastu Kaunteya, tolerance. So Krishna says, yes, I know your problem. Even though you are starting to learn the knowledge of the soul, but still you are on the bodily platform. You need to, anything that happens to the body, you need to tolerate. You need to start practicing tolerance. And even after practicing tolerance for a long time, still when a situation comes, especially when a provoking situation comes, okay, see, as long as things are smooth, nobody is saying anything. Everybody is
Everybody's soul.
yeah. Everybody's soul. So as long as there are no problems, everything is going on smooth, everybody listens to you. You don't listen to anyone. Everybody listens to you only.
One person listens, that's fine.
So then all this knowledge looks very perfect. Okay? But the moment somebody provokes you, somebody creates a problematic situation, then this knowledge is put to test. The knowledge of the soul is put to test. But Prabhupada says the ability of a great person is tested under provoking situations. The ability of a great person is tested under provoking situations. If a person is able to tolerate provoking situations, only then he is known as great person. Otherwise, why do we call him as great person? Great person means he has to do something substantial. So when a person is able to tolerate things in a provoking situation, like in Kalidas or Tukaram example, when the wife breaks sugarcane into two and then beats him on his head, he was tolerating that. He said, okay, anyway, we have to divide one sugarcane into two between both of us. You take one, I'll take one.
tolerance to observe also to ourselves, we have to understand other person behavior also, right?
You don't have to understand the other person behavior.
No, not to understand Prabhuji, but what means like because of his less maturity, he might be talking like that. We have to take so we can understand, we can get more power to tolerate in that way.
So that's all material at a material level. If you attend some personality development class, or if you attend, you know, some family counseling sessions, art of living, family counseling sessions, then you hear all those things. Yeah, you have to understand the other person, all those things. But in spirituality, the tolerance is much higher than those topics. So spiritual tolerance is you don't need to understand the other person. You don't need to understand why this person behaved like this. You have to understand that it is my own karma because of which that person behaved like this with me. And okay, anyway, this person has behaved like this. How does it matter to me? What matters to me is focusing on the lotus feet of Krishna. Now this person behaved in a wrong way. Now should I also engage in a fight and lose time and lose my mental peace and lose focus on my sadhana? Rather than that, you just tolerate that, whether it's your karma or his karma or whatever karma, whoever karma, you just tolerate that. Don't pay much attention to that, and pay attention to God. We hear this instruction several times, whenever somebody insults you or whenever somebody speaks harsh words to you, the best mantra is to chant one round of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, one extra round of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So, if not Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, some beautiful shlokas that you can remember, something that helps you focus your mind on Krishna. Ultimately, that is what matters to us. See, material science deals with matter. But does the matter to us? No, right? It doesn't matter. What matters is spiritual matter. Yeah. So now when we are, when everything is going smooth, we'll be a nice person. Similarly, when we are driving, right? When we're driving on a road, straight road, let's say you're going somewhere, you're driving on a straight road, you'll be confident, you can drive confidently, there'll not be any doubts in your mind. But the doubts start clouding your mind when you see an intersection, especially when you see a 4-road intersection. 4 different roads are there, each road taking you 2 different directions. So when you are at an intersection in life, and life presents you with many intersections, several times life presents you with different intersections. So when you are at intersection or a crossroad, then you have to apply this knowledge, especially the tolerance. So there'll be many instances where we have to tolerate. And remember what we learned during that art of tolerance. The only thing that we can do is tolerate. Oh, Arjuna, you cannot do anything other than tolerating. There's no other option. Yeah, very good. There's no other option. Other than tolerating, there's no other option. But still, even after, now coming back to your question, even after practicing long time, right? Still, when there is a provoking situation, a person behaves badly. Or a person commits sinful activities, even after having so much of knowledge, even after knowing the do's and don'ts, a person commits sinful activities. And Arjuna asks in later chapters, why Krishna, why is it so that sometimes I feel as if somebody pushing me from back to commit sinful activities. I have this knowledge. I know what to do, what not to do. I know the do's and don'ts. But still, sometimes I feel like somebody is pushing me from back to engage in sinful activities. Why is that so? There is a shloka, Arjuna asks explicitly. Then Krishna says, it is lust only, Arjuna. Lust means strong desire to achieve material things. It is lust only, Arjuna. And then Krishna explains the anatomy of lust, anger, and greed. Anatomy of the 8 things, the Pancha Mahabhuta, mind, intelligence, false ego, and then consciousness. He gives a hierarchy. He gives a hierarchy of these 8 things, the 8 coverings basically. Soul is covered by 8 things: Pancha Mahabhuta, earth, water, fire, air, ether, and then mind, intelligence, false ego. So Krishna gives an anatomy of these 8 things and also the hierarchy of these things, and he tells where or what is the or where does the lust and anger and greed sit. What are the sitting places of lust, anger, and greed? He tells these 8 things are the sitting places of lust, anger, and greed. So we have to purify all these 8 things. We have to purify our 5 senses, our mind, our intelligence. We have to purify all these things. So we'll discuss that when we come to 3rd chapter. Okay. So now identity. So the most important question that everybody has in life is, what am I supposed to do in life? Right? That's the most important question everybody has in life. What am I supposed to do in life? Is that right, Sudan? Did you ever get that question?
Rishabh.
Oh, sorry, Rishabh. Yeah. Did you ever have that question?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do in life?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what are the different answers that you found?
Sports or academics.
Okay.
Or various different careers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spiritual too. Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah.
So why do you do all these things in life, like sports, play, or studies?
To get a better life in the future.
To get better life.
Yeah.
And what is the motive behind that?
I
You don't know? see,
Happiness.
Yeah, happiness. Very good. Yeah, see, this is another problem. Most of the times we don't know what we are doing. Just like how he mentioned, very, very honest. Give him a big round of applause. Very honest. And most of the people in this world are like that. We don't know what we are doing. We just follow the herd mentality. If 10 people are doing something, we just follow that. We don't know why. We don't know why we are doing what we are doing. Just mechanically you do something. Okay? Because the soul is active, soul has to do something, you just do something. You don't know why we are doing that. But the motive is happiness. So we are doing so many things to become happy. But the paradox of life is, so what is paradox? Rishabh, have you ever heard this word paradox in your studies?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is paradox?
Paradox is something which can be proven but also cannot be proven. It contradicts itself.
It contradicts itself. Very good. Yeah. So you are trying to do something, but you are getting opposite results. So the paradox of life is, you're trying to become happy. You are doing so many things to become happy, but you're not becoming happy. You're studying, you're getting married, you're getting children, you're buying home, you're buying cars, black Tesla, white Tesla, red Tesla. You're buying so many gadgets, going on so many vacations. Sometimes they say, right, you need a vacation from vacation. After getting tired of so many vacations, you need a vacation from vacation. You need some relief from going on vacations. Because going on vacation is not so easy. You need to plan so many things. A lot of time is consumed in that. And nothing works perfectly. Everything fails. Especially when you are planning during holidays time. There's so much crowd, right? Everywhere. There is a rush in the airplane booking. There is a rush in the car booking line. There is a rush in the Disney lines. Everywhere there are lines everywhere. There's a crowd everywhere.
Get tickets.
Yeah. So it's so much of stress. You're just going because everybody is going. Just to avoid the fear of missing out, FOMO, FOMO, just to avoid that, you're going. And after multiple times of vacationing, you feel like you need a vacation from vacation. Okay? So we are not actually getting happiness despite whatever we are doing.
We try to plan too many things in that small holiday.
Yeah.
We get tired. Instead of enjoying the holiday,
You get exhausted. Yeah, you get exhausted. A lot of energy is spent in planning vacations and all these things. So what is the problem? The problem is we are finding happiness in a wrong place. We are finding happiness in wrong place. So what I am doing or what I am supposed to do depends on who I am. Is that clear? What I am supposed to do depends on who I am. For example, a judge. So let's say a judge is giving judgment on daily basis. So he hears from both parties, and then based on the law books, he gives judgment. So every time he is acting as judge. Okay, so there's no conflict. But the conflict arises when his own son comes to the judge, comes to the court. Let's say his own son is a victim or a culprit. Okay, let's say he's a culprit. When his own son is a culprit and he is brought to the court, that is when a conflict arises. Now he is at the crossroad, he is at the intersection. Now he is identifying with two duties. What are the two duties? Father and judge. Now what he is supposed to do is based on who he is. Now if he identifies himself as a judge, then the judgment will be in one way. Now if he identifies himself as judge, even though it is his son, if he is culprit, he'll punish him. But if he acts as a father, instead of acting as a judge, if he acts as a father, then what he is going to do is different. He'll say that, okay, by hook or crook, I'm going to prove my son guilty of any offenses. I'm not going to punish him. The court is adjourned. The court is adjourned until eternity. Until my son is free from this case. So that's why what I am supposed to do or what I am doing is depending on who I am. Okay? So we need to identify ourselves. That's why Krishna gives this knowledge of who I am. Okay? Krishna gives answers to this question, this highly burning question, who am I? This is a famous DYS topic. Who am I? Who is God? Why do bad things happen to good people? Okay? So who am I? Krishna answers this question from shlokas 11 to 30, gives the knowledge of the soul. Okay? So Krishna says, soul is eternal, the body is temporary, soul can never be cut into pieces, soul can never be destroyed by any weapon. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavaka, nachainam kledayantyapo, nashoshayati marutaha, achedyoyam adahyoyam, akledyo shoshayevata, nitya sarva gatastanur, achaloyam sanatanaha, and so on. So many shlokas. And then Krishna says, Vasamsi jirnani yata vihaya, navani gruhnati naroparani, tata sharirani vihaya jirnani, anyati samyati navani devi. Krishna says, just like how we discard old and torn garments, similarly, the soul gives up old bodies, old and useless bodies, and takes up fresh and new bodies. And a sober person should not lament with this change. So Krishna gives um, the knowledge of the soul, and the most important lesson in this section is art of tolerance, 2.14, right? And one who practices uh, art of tolerance, or one who understands this knowledge of the soul, what happens? What is the benefit?
It becomes easy to tolerate body and yeah, stimulus.
Okay.
What is the question, Prabhu?
The question is, what is the benefit of having the knowledge of the soul? Or what is the benefit of learning art of tolerance?
Material desires and
Everything is temporary.
Yourself to understand who is Paramatma and relationship, who is Atma and Paramatma relationship.
Yeah. So what is the benefit of that?
Benefit is we can get the unlimited happiness which we are finding in the wrong place.
Okay.
The peace which is not there in the materialistic world.
Yeah.
We'll understand the soul, we'll understand the meaning of real ourselves.
Yeah. So that's good. That's very good. That's the highest goal, and that's the ultimate benefit. Okay. We get ultimate happiness. But at a practical level, in our day-to-day.
We start detaching ourselves from various material things.
Okay.
There are
Also, it will keep your focus to keep your attention to the God rather than getting disturbed by the temporary things which happens within the materialistic world. That art of tolerance
Yeah.
will allow you to observe that discomfort and continue to focus on God.
Okay.
Will not lament for everything like small things which happens to us, right?
Yeah. Okay. So anything else?
Will not have
Whoever tells what I am exactly looking for, they'll get a new Tesla.
losing fear about
E janati sa pandita. Whoever knows this is a pandita.
losing fear about death.
Losing fear about death. Okay. Very good. You're almost there. Yeah. Or I should say you are there actually.
I can get maybe
So we can start.
You can almost get a Tesla. You can almost get a Tesla.
Come out of the cycle of birth, death, and that.
We can
Yes.
stop.
See, whenever I announce, as soon as I announce Tesla, online people also started speaking.
they can get
Virtual Tesla. Oh, you all can get so many Teslas here. I can take this phone there and show. Yes, Venugopal.
Prabhu, there are three things. Actually, we discussed this previously, so we can stop.
Teslas.
We can stop.
I asked for one answer. You said three answers.
And everyone wants to read Tesla Excel only.
Yes.
We can stop overreacting on things. We can stop messing up in the situations and relations, and we can get peace also.
Very good. Peace. Okay. You can get a virtual Tesla. Peace. Very good. Peace, and then Venkatesh said losing fear of death. Huh? Okay. More precisely, he's almost there. He and Venugopal, they're almost there, but more precisely, in our day-to-day life, what is that we are afraid of? What is that we are constantly, faced with?
normal pain or
Anxiety. You're close. You'll also get almost worries. You're also close.
Actually, we won't be affected by anything.
We won't be affected by anything. Oh, your mom knows. Your mom, right? Yeah.
Neither happiness
Oh, you can speak.
nor sorrow, nothing is going to affect us.
Yeah. Either happiness or sorrow, nothing will affect us. Very good. Yeah.
Extreme, if we get something, we achieve something, we are very happy.
Yeah.
And if you don't get something, we are very, very sad.
Yeah.
So I think when we tolerate, when we get that extreme tolerance,
Yeah.
nothing matters more.
Yeah.
Neither happiness nor sadness.
Some say
Yeah. Very good. Very good.
I think
Will become a Sthita Prajna. Will become a Sthita Prajna. Yes. Very good. So,
Looking for that word.
I'm still looking for that word. Because all these are all valid, and this is the ultimate goal, right? As Annapurna said, what did you say? Unlimited happiness. That is our goal. Okay. These are all highest things, but at the practical level, day-to-day life, and all of you must have experienced this also. When you are learning and studying Bhagavad Gita, the knowledge of the soul, the way how you respond to things is obviously different than before. How you fight at home is different than before. So the immediate thing that happens is the sense of security. Sense of security. And what Venkatesh said is close. We lose the fear of death. Okay? But death it's not happening today. Death is after 30-40 years. Okay?
With many Teslas outside.
So death is not happening today. But what is happening today is insecurity. Every day we are constantly facing this problem of insecurity. The children at school are facing insecurity, job insecurity, and when you are going into the society, there are so many insecurities. When you are living at home also, so many insecurities. Life is full of insecurities with so many things. So when you learn this knowledge of the soul, so basically what is insecurity? Fear of losing something. Fear of losing something. So when will you have a fear of losing something? When you get attached to things, and when the things are temporary, then there is a concept of losing, right? If it is permanent, then there is no question of losing it. Because every day we are dealing with these temporary things, material things, and every material thing has an expiry date. That's why we have fear of losing them. Insecurity, great amount of insecurity. Now we need to rise above and focus on the permanent things. That is soul. So when you cultivate this spiritual knowledge, the knowledge of the soul, that gives you security. So permanent, peace of mind, permanent security. This is the best insurance plan. You can say this is the best insurance plan. And Krishna said in 2.15, after teaching the art of tolerance, matra sparshastu kaunteya, in the next shloka 2.15, Krishna said, what is the benefit of tolerating things? Yamhinam vyatayantyete purusham purusharshaba samadukka sukam dhiram somrutattvaya kalpate. Samadukka sukam dhiram somrutattvaya kalpate. As auntie mentioned, now a person is not disturbed by happiness or distress. When they have knowledge of the soul, they are not disturbed by happiness or distress. And that is the state of amrutam. Amrutam means nectar. Nectar means a state of permanent thing. A state of permanent thing. So somebody asked, in an assembly of pandits, there were a group of pandits, and somebody asked, the king or the minister asked, where do we find nectar? Where do we find nectar? So where do we find nectar?
Costco.
Nectarian. Mango nectarian. Mango nectarian. Mango nectarian. So Where do we find nectar? Amritam
In
or Amritatvam. Okay? Amritam or Amritatvam. Flower. Okay? Yeah.
in
Huh?
When we focus on
In Bhakti. Okay?
Lord,
in Swargam.
Huh?
In heaven.
In heaven. That is our common understanding. Very good. Yeah, very, very good. Yeah. Heaven.
Heaven.
Yeah.
In love,
Huh?
in love also you feel nectar.
In love. Yes. Yeah. Where else? Different phases, you will find nectar in different things, right? When you are in love, you find nectar in love. But after some time, in sweets, oh, very good. Amazing. Amazing. That is nectar, yes. So then, when the king asks this question, where do we find nectar? Then different pandits say differently. There is a shloka. Abdhau vidau vadu mukhe faninam nivase swarge sudha vasati vai vibhuda padanti. Abdau means, what is abdi? Kshirabdi. You heard the word Kshirabdi, right? What is Kshirabdi?
The one who came from the milk. Came from the milk.
No.
Born.
Kshirabdi Kanyata means one who is born out of the Kshirabdi. But what is Abdi? Abdi is Samudram, ocean. Abdau Vidau. Abdau means the first one is Samudram or ocean. So somebody said, a group of pandits, they said, we can find nectar in ocean. Now, what is the relation between ocean and nectar? Samudramantaram. Yes. So when the churning of the ocean was, during the churning of the ocean, nectar came out. That's why some pandits said Abdau. Next, Abdau Vidau. Vidau means, don't get confused with the word Vidava. Okay? Vidau. Vidau means Chandrama, moon. So in moon there is Somarasa. Somarasa is nectarian drink. Whoever drinks Somarasa, the lifespan increases, and then they become youthful, all those things. Abdau Vidau Vadu Mukhe. Vadu Mukhe means a newly wed bride. A newly wed bride. Nectar is found in the face of a newly wed bride. Okay? For the husband, a newly wed, that bride, her face is nectarian. As Annapurna said, she found nectar in Praveen's face. At the time of marriage, she found nectar. You said correctly. You spoke just like this Pandit spoke.
Gender happens, Prabhuji. It's like the love is not like one form, it's in many ways. Right?
Yeah.
You can understand love towards God also.
Yeah.
So love has a very deep meaning. It's not like one, we cannot stagnate with one thing.
Yeah.
It's a husband-wife relationship. It's between children also.
Yeah, but if you ask a newly wedded husband, where do you find nectar? He'll say, oh, I find nectar in the face of my wife.
We were discussing in a few days, then we'll find poison.
Yes. Swarnamukhi will become Chandramukhi. Swarnamukhi will become Chandramukhi. Abdau Vidau Faninam Nivase. The third one is Faninam. Fani means snakes in the Sarpaloka. Now, what is the story of nectar? What is the story of finding nectar in Sarpaloka? Bhima. Yes, from Mahabharata we hear. Bhimasen, he goes to Sarpaloka and he drinks one pot of nectar, and then he becomes, he feels some strength, and then he drinks 10 pots of nectarian drink. That's how he gets strength that is equivalent to 10,000 elephants. Okay? Abdau vidau vadumukhe faninam nivase swarge Swarge Sudha Vasati Vai. Swarge Sudha Vasati Vai. The fourth one is Swarga. Fourth one or fifth one actually. Fifth one is Swarga. As Madhuri mentioned, right? We all know in the Swarga Loka, all the celestial beings, they drink nectar to become immortal. Okay? They don't become immortal, but they become youthful and their lifespan increases. That's also Somarasa, by the way. What you get in Chandraloka and Swargaloka is the same thing. Somarasa. So, Abdau Vidau Vadumukhe Faninam Nivase Swarge Sudha Vasati Vai Vibuddha Vadanti. Vibuddha Vadanti means it is said. Vibuddha means the Pandits, the learned people. The learned people said nectar is found in the ocean, nectar is found in the moon, nectar is found in the face of a newlywed wife, nectar is found in the Sarpaloka, nectar is found in Swargaloka. But is that true? That's the question. Is that true?
It depends on what what they feel is what.
It depends on which phase they are. It depends on which phase they are. Are they just married? Yeah. Okay. So that is not true, right? Now let us try to understand why it is not true. If nectar is the first thing, what is the first thing? Ocean. Abdi. If nectar is found in ocean, why does ocean water taste salty? That means there's no nectar in ocean. Next, what is the next one? Without moon. If nectar is found in moon, why does the moon go through the phasing of waning and waxing? Why Amavasya, Paurnami? Should always be Paurnami, fully lit moon always. Yeah. Okay. So that is also wrong. Next, third one. Abdau Vidau Vadumukhe. Now this is most important. Let's analyze this. So Vadumukhe. Okay, when the marriage just happened, yes, the nectar is found in the face of the wife. But after a few years, the husband gets old and the wife also gets old. So there is no more nectar. Okay. Now the fourth one. What is the fourth one? Sarpaloka. If nectar is found in Sarpaloka, why do we find poison in the kanta of serpents? That refutes the saying that nectar is found in Sarpaloka. Next, fifth one, Swargaloka. If nectar is found in Swargaloka, nectar means Amrutam. Whoever drinks Amrutam, they get Amrutatvam. And they should become Amrutamayam. But is that true? No. People in Swargaloka also, they fall down. After 10,000 years, the lifespan of people in Swargaloka is 10,000 years. So after 10,000 years, they take birth in the earthly planet. So everybody, right from Brahma who stays in Satyaloka, everybody is subject to death. Abrahma Bhuvana Loka Punaravartinorjuna Mamupetya tu Kaunteya Punarjanma Navidyate. Krishna says in chapter 8, Abrahma Bhuvana Loka. That means right from the topmost Loka of Brahma to all the way to earthly planet. Everybody is subject to death. So if nectar is found in Swargaloka, then why are they subject to death? That means there is no nectar in Swargaloka. So there is no nectar in all these 5 things. What are the 5 things? Ocean, moon, newlywed wife, the face of newlywed wife, serpent, sarpaloka, swargaloka. Okay, there's no moon, there's no nectar. So, but where is the nectar? Nectar is found in the kanta of a saintly person. Nectar is found in the throat of a Bhagavata. Nectar is found in the throat of a Bhagavata or a Guru. Okay. Abdhau vidau vadumukhe fandinam nivase swarge sudha vasati vai vibuddha vadanti ksharam kshayam patimrutam garalam patantam kante sudha vasati vai bhagavat jananam. Kante sudha vasati vai bhagavat jananam. That means sudha means nectar, right? Kante sudha vasati vai. Where does the nectar reside? It resides in the kanta of Bhagavata. Who is Bhagavata? Bhagavata is that person who follows instructions of Bhagavan. Who follows instructions of Bhagavan. That is Bhagavata. There is book Bhagavatam and person Bhagavatam. Book Bhagavatam is that we all read. Person Bhagavatam means who follows the instructions of Bhagavan and who follows the instructions in Bhagavatam. So that's what Krishna said in that shloka 2.15. Yam hinam vyatayantyete purusham purusharshaba samadukka sukham dhiram somritatvaya kalpate. Okay, so whoever knows this knowledge, they will become immortal. Amritatvayam. Okay, now let's continue. T, next alphabet T, 2 duties. So where did we stop? Okay, you didn't do. Okay, yeah, you go ahead.
2 duties. One may then ask how such knowledge practically affects our day-to-day life in the real world. Krishna addresses this by delineating the 2 essential duties of the spirit soul. Dharma loosely translates as duty, but in a deeper sense refers to intrinsic characteristics and qualities of something that cannot be avoided, neglected, or negated under any circumstance. Firstly, the soul has a swadharma, a worldly duty which consists of responsibilities towards family, friends, and society. Secondly, the soul has a sanatana dharma, an eternal spiritual duty which comprises of one's relationship with God, nature, and all spirit souls. One must execute such dharma with dharma side by side. Many individuals neglect their sanatana dharma, becoming too preoccupied with their swadharma. On the other extreme, individuals can prematurely reject their swadharma and falsely try to observe themselves in sanatana dharma. The most progressive path is to be fully alert to both duties and in doing so lead a happy and balanced material and spiritual life.
Yeah. So it's a very important instruction there that we should balance between these 2 dharmas, Swadharma and Sanatana Dharma. And especially the last line. Some people, in the name of practicing bhakti, they become too fanatic. And then they don't care about family life, they don't care about material things, they don't even even though they are qualified, they don't look for a proper job to earn their livelihood. They only practice as bhakti. But such even though that is the ultimate goal, to have Sanatana Dharma, to follow Sanatana Dharma as a full-time job, that is the ultimate goal. But if somebody does this prematurely, it disturbs them, it disturbs the society. That's why there should be a balance between Swadharma and Sanatana Dharma, material duty and spiritual duty. Okay? Now we have Sarita, who is the expert in this topic. Sarita, are you still there?
I'm here.
Yes.
I'm doing both, Prabhuji, Swadharma and I'm doing
You're doing both. You're doing cooking and...
Yeah, Prabhuji.
Very good. You are setting the good example. Yeah. So, do you want to say anything about this topic, Swadharma?
Yeah, once we finish our Swadharma, definitely it gives the way to to fulfill our Sanatana Dharma also. So both are interlinked, I think. Swadharma and Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana Dharma, spiritual life is the ultimate, definitely. But to reach that, no need to give up our Swadharma. Definitely by fulfilling our Swadharma, we'll get the equal, like Arjuna, like Krishna said, if Arjuna will do Swadharma, definitely he will get the better loka instead of give up doing war.
Mm-hmm.
So Swadharma is as much important as like spiritual also, as my knowledge.
Yeah. Okay. So, as we discussed earlier, right? Arjuna was in a dilemma. Dharma Sammuda, right? Dharma Sammuda Chetata. That was a shloka from 2.7. Karpanya dosho pahata swabhava prichami tvam dharma sammuda cheta. So it was the dilemma for Arjuna whether to follow Kula Dharma or Kshatriya Dharma. So two duties. That's the topic of this paragraph, right? This alphabet T stands for two duties. So Arjuna had this dilemma between the two duties, Kula Dharma and Kshatriya Dharma, which one to follow. So then, when he could not decide for himself, then he took shelter of Arjuna. He surrendered to Arjuna and asked for guidance. What is better for him to do? Then, surrender to Krishna. Yeah. So then Krishna instructed him to follow Kshatriya Dharma. So Kshatriya Dharma translates to Sanatana Dharma here. Okay. In case of Arjuna, following his Kshatriya Dharma, killing the Kauravas and the party to protect the kingdom and to protect Dharma is the right thing to do, and that is the Sanatana Dharma. That is the duty, that is the thing asked by Krishna to do. Okay. Now for us also, we have two duties. We all have material occupational duties, and then our eternal occupational duty is to serve the Lord. Eternal duty is to serve the Lord. But we turned away from Lord in the spiritual world. That's why we are here. Does everyone know why we are here in the material world? How did we come to the material world?
Because we wish for that.
We thought we could be God.
We wanted to become God. Yeah. Does everyone know? Huh? No. Praveen?
I know little bit what else they said.
Yeah. So maybe you people joined late, right? During that time. Yeah. So now coming from Indian background, we all know about the karma siddhanta, right? If you do good things, you get good results. If you do bad things, you get bad results, and you have to suffer from the consequences. But how did this karma cycle began in the very first place? How did we even take birth in the very first life? Or in simple words, how did we come into this material world? So now before coming into the material world, all of us were in the spiritual world. We were serving Krishna, we were in the spiritual world, or somebody in Vaikuntha Loka serving Vishnu, Narayana, somebody in Ayodhya Loka serving Lord Ramchandra. Different spiritual worlds serving different expansions of Lord. But when we were serving, we had free will, right? So some souls, some jivas, they misused their free will. So when they misused their free will, they wanted to become God. Why everybody is serving God? Why should I serve God every day? Why cannot I become God so that everybody will serve me like God? So some jivas, they had this thought and they wanted to become God. So the moment they had this thought, Krishna sent them to the material world. So Krishna says in 7th chapter, ichchadvesha samuttena dvandva mohena bharata sarva bhutani sammoham sarge yanti parantapa. Ichchadvesha samuttena dvandva mohena bharata. So there are four things here: ichcha, dvesha, dvandva, and moha. So we come to this material world with two things: ichcha and dvesha. So what is ichcha? Ichcha is desire. So what is that desire? To become God. The desire is to become God. And dvesha, hatred, enviousness, jealousy towards Krishna himself. Yeah. Unfortunately, we developed jealousy or hatred towards Krishna. And we wanted to become God. So that is ichcha and dvesha. Ichcha dvesha samuttena. That means the jivas who fell from spiritual world to material world, they come to the material world with these two things: ichcha and dvesha. And when they come to the material world, they get influenced by dvandva. No, they get influenced by moha. They are covered by moha. Moha is illusion. Unless a jiva is covered by illusion, illusion means illusion of God, okay? Or covering of God, okay? Illusion means covering of God. Unless one is covered from God, they cannot commit sinful activities. Unless one is covered from God, they cannot commit sinful activities. Okay? So let's say a thief is going to some home in Redmond. Okay? Now who is living in Redmond here? We are living in Redmond. You kept everything in locker, right? So when a thief goes to some house for stealing some things, now if he remembers God, can he continue with his act of stealing? No. So there has to be some covering. He has to forget about God. So that is moha. So when we come into this material world with ichcha and dvesha, then we are covered by moha, illusion. And then when we are covered by moha, then we are subject to dvandva. Dvandva means duality. Duality means good and bad and cold, happiness and distress, positive, negative, all these things. Dvandva. Ichcha dvesha samuttena dvandva mohena bharata sarva bhutani sammoham sarge yanti parantapa. Krishna says all living entities, they are born out of delusion, and they're constantly struggling with this desire and hatredness. Okay? Now why did we discuss this? Two dharmas, two duties, right? Two duties, yeah. So in the material world, we all have our material duties, but our eternal duty is to serve the Lord. Now when we cultivate spiritual knowledge, slowly we will make Sanatana Dharma as our full-time job and get rid of the Swadharma, the material duties. Okay? Yeah, Swadharma and Sanatana Dharma can also be explained using those two words: Paradharma, Aparadharma. Paradharma is material duty. Aparadharma is Aparadharma is material duty. Paradharma is spiritual duty. Para is highest. Yeah. Okay. So that is about two duties. Next. A for Atmarama. Now before that, in this section, in the section of T, two duties, right? So what did we learn? We learned about Karma Yoga, Nishkama Karma Yoga, and then most importantly, 2.47, Art of Working. Karmanyevadikaraste. 2.47, 48, 49, 50, those 4 slokas. Krishna teaches art of working. Okay, we discussed this in very great detail. So what happens when somebody practices Nishkama Karma Yoga?
There is a balance between it doesn't feel disconnected from God while doing this material duties.
Okay.
He lies in alignment with
detached in the results. Calm.
Yeah, so that's the principle of Nishkama Karma Yoga. You work in a detached form. So what happens? What is the result?
We will not accumulate karma.
We can give our best.
He understands that whatever we do, we should do it to our best ability and leave the rest to Krishna.
Yeah, that's the principle. That's the principle. Nishkama Karma Yoga principle is that one.
Much more distress or happiness as we are not attached to others. So we will not.
Yeah. Okay.
Cycle of karma and we will achieve amount of the cycle of the karma. Cycle of the karmas.
Okay. One solution to everything. Yes.
Simple living and high thinking.
Okay.
balanced life.
Balanced life. Okay. Again, Tesla. We discussed this during Art of Working. We discussed this point. What is the benefit of practicing Nishkama Karma Yoga?
We can give our best Guruji, because we are not attached to the results, no. So we are not bothered about results, pressure, whatever. So we can do our best and.
Okay. Yeah. Anything else?
Like going through because of the material world, that will not be that will be bearable or can be tolerated well.
Okay. So basically, our mind gets purified. When we practice Nishkama Karma Yoga, our mind gets purified. Purified of what? What kind of purity?
Hatred, Iksha of God.
Desire of the fruit of that.
And surround him. We can surrender to Krishna.
So purity of mind in the context of Nishkama Karma Yoga. When we practice Nishkama Karma Yoga, yes, our mind becomes purified. But what kind of purity?
All those all the Panchamitas of
Arishad Vargas. Arishad Vargas. Okay? No.
I think it helps to be detached from material benefit.
It helps detach from material benefits. Okay?
So we can include Krishna in our work, and we can surrender completely to Krishna. By purifying our mind, we can completely surrender. We can surrender to Krishna.
Okay. Okay.
Purify from complete desires, any desires.
Purification from desires. Okay. Jyoti is referring to the notes.
I wrote Nishkama Karma Yoga, perfection, perform action with knowledge and detachment.
Yeah, that's the principle of Nishkama Karma Yoga. Yeah. So the kind of purity that we get when we practice Nishkama Karma Yoga is we get free from the doership mentality. We get freed from the controllership mentality. We get freed from the enjoyership mentality. We get freed from the proprietorship mentality. So right now we all have these mentalities. I am the doer, I am the controller, I am the proprietor, I am the enjoyer. See, what you all said is correct. We become desireless, we become detached. These are all true. But these are all general words. It's like, how to become purified, chant. How to control mind, chant. How to know who am I, chant. How to go to God, chant. How to become Sthita Prajna, chant. One word will answer to everything. So, but we have to be more specific. So, we'll become purified of these mentalities. Doership mentality, I am the doer. No, we are not the doers, right? Prakrute kriyamanani gunai karmani vibhagashah. Prakrute kriyamanani gunai karmani vibhagashah. Ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. So, ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. Karta aham. So, the soul is thinking that karta aham. Aham means I. I am the doer. Karta means doer, right? Soul is thinking, I am the doer. Kartaham. Kartaham iti manyate. That is how the soul is thinking. But we are not the doer. We discussed the 5 different things that are required to perform any action. What are the 5 different things that are required to perform any action?
Adhishtanam, Karta, Karanam, Chesta.
Wow. You
And
remember the Sanskrit technical terms also.
Daivam, last one.
Daivam, yeah. Adhishtanam, the place of activities. Karta, the doer. Karanam, instrument. Daiva, the demigods.
Chesta, endeavor. And
Chesta, the endeavors. Very good, very good, very good. Yeah. Jyoti and Venkatesh, they were able to refer to their notes also immediately. Very good. So either you remember or you at least have some notes so you can refer to that. Very good. Anything else that we discussed from that section? Art of working.
Because whatever the result of the any work, you should not give up the work, whether it is success or failure. You should not attach with the results, and for that sake, you should not give up work also. You have to do your karma, but don't bother about the. Don't attach to the results. That's the main thing.
Yeah, sukha dukkhe same krutva labha labhau jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yujyasva naivam papam avapsyasi.
And we should remember that you are not the cause of that work.
Yeah.
You are just doing the work. Don't think that you are the reason or you are the only. Yeah. And you can consider God as a creator, a proprietor, and he is like he is the controller, not we are.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we should just work like a instrument. Okay. Now,
and to focus for that, we can't. To do your work best, we need to concentration. We should know the awareness of any work. Just like without any awareness, don't do the work like mechanically. Just to get awareness to do the work, and for that sake, we need to have attention and awareness, and the other thing is absorption. Yeah.
Okay, good. Now moving on to the last section. Last alphabet is A, Atma Rama. Okay, now who has to read? So after her, yeah, Shweta, you can read.
What is the result of someone who performs such duty with determination and enthusiasm? Such a person becomes the Atmarama, a spiritually realized soul who finds pleasure in himself. Krishna explained how the Atmaram is unaffected by happiness or distress, gain or loss, honor or dishonor, transcending the dualities of this world, such as spiritualist rid himself from the qualities such as fear, attachment, and anger, and remain absorbed in spiritual delight and transcendental consciousness.
Yeah. So So after giving all the knowledge, in chapter 2, basically Krishna covers Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Buddhi Yoga, everything. He covers everything. After Atma Jnana in the very beginning, knowledge of the soul. After giving all this knowledge, then in the last section, from shlokas 54 to 72, which are very important shlokas actually. First, Krishna talks about Sthita Prajna. Now, in 2.53, when Krishna says a person who is practicing Nishkama Karma Yoga, he is not affected by happiness or distress, loss or profit, gain or victory. Victory or loss. He is not affected by all these things. He is balanced. So Arjuna asks, what are the qualities of such a person? What are the qualities of a Sthita Prajna person? Because the reason why Arjuna asked that question, it's not just because Krishna said, a person who practices Nishkama Karma Yoga, he'll be balanced. It's not like for the sake of asking, Arjuna is asking, what are the qualities of such a person? So why did Arjuna ask?
Kabasha Kimasita Vrajeta Kim.
No. The question is, why did Arjuna even ask that question?
Because he wants to be that person. He wants to inculcate those qualities in him.
Okay.
Or while performing his duty, he doesn't want to. Still wants to do like Sanatana Dharma and stay focused instead of taking like revenge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what you said first is correct. So to inculcate those qualities in him, or more precisely, the reason why Arjuna asks what are the qualities of a Sthita Prajna person is to get inspiration from people who are Sthita Prajnas. So to get inspiration from people who have the Sthita Prajna qualities. So when you see a person who has good qualities and when you praise those qualities, you know what happens? We inculcate those qualities. And on the other side, when you do some fault finding in others, what happens? You get the same benefit. Yeah, you get the same benefit. So you will develop those qualities. If you are finding fault in somebody, you will develop that fault in you. Okay? If you appreciate good qualities in a person, you will develop those qualities. That's why Arjuna is asking, what are the qualities of a Sthita Prajna? How do we identify? So that he can get inspiration. Seeing those Sthita Prajna persons, he can get inspiration and practice those qualities. Okay? So Arjuna asks, how does a Sthita Prajna person sit? How does a Sthita Prajna person stand? How does he walk? How does he speak? That means, how does a Sthita Prajna person engage his senses? How does a Sthita Prajna person withdraw his senses? And how does the Sthita Prajna person talk with people in general? Okay? How does Sthita Prajna person withdraw his senses? Krishna explains with an example of tortoise. Kurmongani va sarvashaha. Indriyan indriyartebhyaha. Kurmongani va sarvashaha. So just like how a tortoise withdraws all the limbs, when the tortoise sees any danger from external sources, tortoise withdraws all the limbs, including the head. That's why when you go to temples, right? Mostly South Indian temples. So in many temples, you will see a tortoise outside. A metal tortoise or a stone, a tortoise made up of stone. Or sometimes you'll see a picture of tortoise. And we didn't know about that, right? Earlier. Now this is where the tortoise is coming from. Just like how tortoise withdraws the limbs. Similarly, when we go to temple, we should behave nicely. We should speak nicely. We should, engage our senses only in the service of the Lord. We should not talk unnecessary things. Going to temple and talking about material things should be avoided. That means just like how the tortoise withdraws the limbs, when we go to temple, we should follow these. Not only at the temple, but when we are doing our day-to-day works also, we have to remember this tortoise example. Then, then Krishna starts talking about sense control. Okay, sense control, or especially the art of fall down, the 8-step process of fall down. How a person falls down from higher consciousness to lower consciousness. See, all the 8.4 million species of life, how are they categorized? They are categorized based on the consciousness. From lower consciousness to higher consciousness. Lower species of life to higher species of life. The highest species is Brahma. The lowest species can be amoeba or something. So, and we are somewhere in the middle. Okay, we are somewhere in the middle. Human life is somewhere in the middle. We can go either to the lower consciousness, or we can rise above and go to higher and gain higher consciousness. So Krishna tells this process of 8-step process of fall down. Dhyayato vishayan pumsa sangasteshu upajayate sangat sanjayate kama kamat krodho vijayate. Krodhat bhavati sammoha sammoha smriti vibramah smriti bramshat buddhinasho buddhinashat pranashyati. Okay, so dhyayato vishayan pumsaha. Dhyayato means Vishaya is sense object. Dhyayato means see, when you are seeing, contemplation. Yeah, when you are thinking about it. Dhyana means meditation, thinking, focusing, right? So when somebody focuses on the Vishaya, the material objects, that is the first step of fall down. From contemplation comes desire. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshupajayate. Sangha. Sangha means attachment. From contemplation comes attachment. Attachment is nothing but desire. Okay. From contemplation comes attachment. Sangha. Sangha means attachment. Sangha is association. Sangha also means attachment, depending on the context. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha. From attachment comes kama, lust. The desire translates into lust. Okay? Sangha sanjayate kama, kamat krodho bijayate. If lust is fulfilled, you will become greedy. You will become greedy. If lust is not fulfilled, anger. Kamat krodho bijayate. That is one sloka, right? Is it complete or? Dhyayato vishayan pumsa sangasteshu vajayate sangha sanjayate kama kamat krodho vijayate. Okay. Next sloka. Krodhat bhavati sammohaha. From anger comes delusion. Sammoha means delusion. Very good. She remembers technical terms. Krodhat bhavati sammoha. Next. What is sammoha? What is delusion? Anger, all these things we know. Anger, attachment, desire, contemplation. We all know all these things. Sammoha, delusion. What is delusion?
We see illusion in our own perspective.
Imagine.
Twisted form of.
Not knowing right or wrong.
Not knowing right or wrong. Very good. Yeah. Not able to discriminate between good and bad, right and wrong. Okay. Delusion. Yeah. Confusion. Yeah. Just like how Arjuna, how he was confused. You know. Sammoha smriti vibramaha. Krodhat bhavati sammohat smriti vibramaha. From delusion,
Memory loss.
Loss of memory. Smriti vibramaha. Loss of memory. Smriti bramshat buddhi nasho. From loss of memory comes loss of intelligence. Buddhi nasha. Loss of intelligence. Because to be able to discriminate, intelligence is to discriminate, right? To be able to discriminate, you should remember something. You should remember the consequences of bad things. You should remember what happens when you do good things. When you have loss of memory, obviously loss of intelligence. Okay, sammohat smriti vibhramaha smriti bhramshat buddhi nasho. Finally, buddhi nashat pranashyati. Okay, loss of intelligence leads to fall down, destruction, pranashyati. This is the 8-step process of fall down, the art of fall down. And it all starts with contemplation, thinking, or um, um, yeah, thinking, just thinking. Yeah, the more you think about it, the more you become attached. And the more you become attached, the more stronger the desire becomes. The more stronger the desire becomes, the more angry you will become. The more anger you become, the more deluded you become. The more deluded you become, you will lose the memory, and then loss of intelligence, and then fall down, destruction. Okay.
Sentence is there like happiness within. Krishna is telling the happiness, we have to find the happiness within ourselves. I think it is there in that sentence.
Yeah.
So what exactly how?
Yeah, good question. Finding happiness within. So right now we are all finding happiness in Vishayendriyas, in the sense objects. Okay. But in this section, Krishna is talking about sense control. Krishna is asking to engage senses only in the service of the Lord. Hrishikena Hrishikesha Sevanam Bhaktir Uchyate Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam Tat Paratvena Nirmalam Hrishikena Hrishikesha Sevanam Bhaktir Uchyate. That means when we engage our senses, the Hrishika means senses. When we engage our senses in the service of Hrishikesha, the master of the senses, who is Krishna. When we engage our senses in the service of the master of the senses, then we'll be happy. Right now, what we are doing? We are engaging our senses in the sense objects to find happiness. We are finding happiness externally. So we should avoid that, and we should find happiness within. So when you serve the Lord, you'll become satisfied. Prasidati. You'll become prasida. The Lord is pleased, we are also pleased. Okay? In the Venkateshwara Suprabhatam. Vina Venkatesham nanadho nanada sada Venkatesham smarami. Hare Venkatesham prasida priyam Venkatesham prayacha. Prasida, the word prasida means, O Lord, be pleased with my continuous chanting of your name. Be pleased with the continuous chanting of your holy name. I am chanting your holy name every day. Be pleased by that. So the Lord is pleased and we are also pleased. Prasida. So we should become satisfied. By serving the Lord, we'll become satisfied. That is Atmarama. The Lord is Atmarama. Generally, the word Atmarama refers to Lord. But since we look at that Atmarama, who is self-satisfied, we'll also become Atmarama. We'll also become self-satisfied. Yeah.
One question on the previous thing, like anything which you want to buy, you contemplate, right? Do this or this or this.
Yeah.
But after that buying, we lose that contemplation, right? Like the iPhone versus Samsung phone. You contemplate, okay, what to buy.
Yeah.
Once you buy it, you're done. Now you're okay, happy with that. But anything we do, we contemplate.
Yeah.
To go to any place, okay, should I go to Washington? Should I go to Oregon? Everything we contemplate. So in the life, everything comes. What should I differentiate between what Krishna is saying versus what we were contemplating? What we should not contemplate? Because everything we have to contemplate in this world. Where there's a lot of variety.
We should not contemplate on unnecessary things. If you have a need to buy iPhone 16, yes. Yeah. You think about it, you do some research, you contemplate, and you buy. But when you go to Bellevue Square Mall to buy iPhone 16, you will see 1,000 other things. you'll see 1,000 other things. So don't contemplate on those 1,000 things. Just contemplate on iPhone. Okay, it's good to do due diligence, to do some research whether it is good or not. Okay, you go through all that process, but don't contemplate on other things.
No, his question is different, Prabhuji. He's asking, he has to buy a phone.
Yeah.
And there are two choices, both are equally good.
Mhm.
So we contemplate, right?
Yeah.
So how to say, okay, this is just about phone or situations in life.
Yeah.
Let's say job. Two equally good job.
Yeah.
So how to make a decision like this is my choice, this is Krishna's choice.
Yeah, Krishna's like these are the choices. We
Yeah.
contemplate, we took it.
Yeah.
We are done with that. Then next we'll contemplate the maybe car, Tesla or something.
Yeah.
It goes and stops.
Mhm.
But what Krishna is saying here versus what we are thinking, contemplating here. Are you falling down? Example, if I buy an iPhone,
Yeah.
I'm not falling down, right? I don't think.
Yeah.
I'm still doing my puja and other things to Krishna.
Yeah.
Still in that mode.
Yes.
So what actually really makes us fall? Maybe example, even think of somebody something about I want to do bad for some person because he did something bad for me.
Yeah.
Maybe if I try to think about that and try to in that, maybe I fall down.
Yeah.
But small material, small things which are needed for life
Yeah.
to move on, I don't think that will fall down. Right? This should be different from what Krishna is talking about.
Yeah. So for example, let's say somebody who doesn't have a habit of drinking alcohol. Now, when he attends parties with his friends, he sees his friends drinking. Now, he doesn't have the habit of drinking. But when he sees others drinking and how they are enjoying different flavors of alcohol, different names, different brands, different types of enjoyment there, then when you come home and you start contemplating on that, then you will develop desire, attachment. That becomes into lust. And then when you drink, what happens? You'll behave badly, you will fall down. So that type of contemplation should be avoided. It's unnecessary contemplation. Yeah. So the iPhone contemplation, okay, if you have to compare two different models and you have to think about them, that is okay, you can do that. But unnecessary contemplation is not required. Yeah. Okay, so I think we completed this summary here. Before we wrap up, any questions, any comments, any reflections?
In the before like who am I?
Yeah.
How to choose profession so that like how to find the right job we can do so that we are in conjunction with both Swadharma and
Sanatana. Yeah. Become a pujari. అంతే కదండి. పూజారిగా చేస్తే రెండు స్వధర్మ సనాతన ధర్మ రెండు అవే అవుతాయి. Yeah.
Can we predict the last moments of our death? Because
yes. Yeah.
He said your my mother-in-law is passing to the last moments of her death. She is going to die. Whereas, though I am highly educated,
Yeah.
still she may recover.
Yeah.
So my question is that can we
Predict? Yeah. So first of all, the person who is going to die, so they will know. Some people they will know few minutes before. Some people they know a few days before. So a person who is going through the death or who is about to die, they will know at some point. Okay, they will know. Sometime near their death, they will know when they are going to die. And other people who are close family members, some of them also can know. I have heard some examples where a small child her grandfather was about to die. He was on the deathbed. He was very ill, and he was on the deathbed. Then one fine day, she was telling to other family members, "Oh, why there are two people standing here at the door?" She saw Vishnu Dutas. She saw Vishnu Dutas. So, and she was telling everybody, "Oh, why there are two people here at the door? Ask them to go away." And then after some time, the grandfather passed away. Yeah. So like that, different people can know. The family members also can know. Mostly children, because they are in pure in their consciousness, so they can know. Even though we are highly educated, our education is only material education. So without material education, we cannot predict those things. But with the child's purity and child's pure consciousness, yes, they can get these signals. Yeah.
Why God would have created this body to understand the consciousness? Like, what is the medium? Like, why God would have created this human body and to say that body is nothing and we are soul, spirit, soul.
Why God created the body? Yeah.
And inside that body, the soul is residing.
Yeah.
So what would have been the thought process in the God?
No, we discussed, right? Why did we fall from spiritual world to material world? So we developed hatred towards Krishna. Then Krishna decided, okay, I'll send you to material world. We wanted to become God. So Krishna said, okay, I'll make you all the arrangements. I'll provide you everything. I'll provide you all the material for you to become God. And then he sent us to material world. Now a soul, for the soul to function in material world, soul needs a body, a material body. That's why God created material body. Yeah.
I have one question.
Mhm.
Like, in the Tukaram example you gave,
Yeah.
he was tolerating his wife, right? So let's say he is tolerating for a month, 2 months, few months.
Yeah.
His wife is hitting him constantly.
Yeah.
So someday we can expect him to burst out, right?
Yeah.
So how do you tolerate that? Or is that if he is bursting out on his wife,
yeah,
is he not like following the principle of tolerance?
No, Tukaram will not.
Or, yeah, I'm just, yeah.
Tukaram will not, react like that.
Yeah.
We may do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we may do
Let's
that.
take myself as an example.
Yeah.
So I might burst out at a point of time, right? So
Yeah.
how do I know when to tolerate and when to know to react? Right. So that point is kind of confusing.
Yeah. So there are, every person has these limits, right? The tolerance levels. Each person's tolerance levels are different. So what I can tolerate is different from what you can tolerate. So it depends on the tolerance levels. So if our tolerance levels are not high, that means our consciousness has not improved. So we need to improve our consciousness and tolerate more.
So my question is like, is it better to like keep tolerating and burst out at some point, or tolerate some, burst out some, tolerate some, burst out some?
No, if you are tolerating, and if you are very good at tolerating things, right? You will tolerate everything and at all times. You will tolerate at all times. A person who has tolerated in the beginning and few times, bursting out later, that's not a good example. That means he has not tolerated anything. He has just kept everything inside. Artificially, he has what do you say that? Huh? No. Artificially, he has what do you say that? Suppressed. Yeah. He has just suppressed. He has not tolerated. That's not real tolerance. Tolerating means you tolerate all the time. Yeah.
God, when we love God, it's like a Krishna, then the tolerance, I think that
Mhm.
It's like Tukaram, because he is in his word of Bhagwan.
Yeah.
So I feel like whenever his wife also says to him something, also he doesn't even feel anything
Yeah.
significant for him.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to waste time in dealing with that matter. He wants to focus only on writing kirtans for the Lord, singing kirtans for the Lord.
Tolerance definition even not come into the picture for Tukaram because he's into a different world.
Oh, he's tolerating.
Tolerating?
Yeah, he's tolerating all the time. Yeah, but that's a good question. When somebody is insulting us, should we just tolerate? You know, yes and no. It depends. Sometimes you have to tolerate. Sometimes you don't have to. Yeah.
Yeah, so like my question came from when do I have to give it back to them? Like to like make them understand or not put myself into like not dharmic way.
Yeah.
Or do the right way. Do it the right way basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's say somebody insults you. Okay. So you can respond politely. Without having this understanding of tolerance, right? We would just react very harshly. Instead of doing that, we can respond politely, saying that, hey, what you have done is wrong. And can you explain some background why you behave like this? So you can have a polite conversation with that person. So yeah, that's the best way to react. Instead of responding harshly, you just react politely. So by doing that, you are not accepting what they are doing, you are not tolerating, but you are having a polite conversation with them to understand why they behave like that, and then giving them an opportunity to rectify. That's one way of tolerating. Okay. Tolerating is not just simply accepting whatever they are doing and suppressing whatever comes our way. So you can respond politely like this to rectify the situation. Okay. Anything else? One last thing. Online, is everybody there? Okay. You want to add anything, Prabhu? Overall, chapter 2.
No, I think summary is pretty much like nicely laid out.
Yeah.
This chapter lands us into the Bhakti Yoga, right? Karma Yoga.
Chapter 3 is Karma Yoga. Yeah. In chapter 2, we discussed everything. Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Buddhi Yoga, everything. Yeah. Yeah, glimpses of everything. What's going to come in the future chapters. Chapter 3, 4 and 5, Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga. And chapter 6, Ashtanga Yoga. And then Bhakti starts. Chapter 7 onwards, Bhakti. Yeah. Though in every chapter, Krishna gives some glimpses of Bhakti, but the detailed description of Bhakti starts from chapter 7 to 12. Yeah.
In the end we mentioned art of falling, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
So what is the intention, Prabhuji, here to mention all those points to Arjuna?
Mm-hmm.
So what is the, at this stage, why he mentioned?
I mentioned that. Yeah, that's a good question. So we discussed the 8-step process of fall down, but why did Krishna even mention that? Arjuna did not ask. Why did Krishna? Just like how Arjuna asked, what are the qualities of a Sthita Prajna person? Arjuna did not ask, what is the 8-step process of fall down? But why did Krishna say that? That means the section where Sthita Prajna section, Krishna describes about sense control, right? A Sthita Prajna person, how he should engage his senses, how he should control his senses. Now, in the next section, the 8-step process of fall down, Krishna describes what happens if we don't control our senses. What happens if we don't control our senses, especially the mind? Okay, the first step in the 8-step process of fall down is contemplation, right? So mind is, when mind contemplates on sense objects, that becomes into attachment, and then anger, and then delusion, loss of memory, intelligence, and then destruction. So mind
Directly
is one of the senses.
telling to Arjuna, because of all these 8 factors, you are not able to do the war. So, how to overcome all these things in the next
No, if if somebody does not control their senses, then they'll see a destruction in the end. Huh? Now Arjuna in chapter 1, if you remember, he was exhibiting symptoms of compassion, all those things, right? Why he was exhibiting those qualities? He was identifying all his relatives on the bodily platform. Okay, he was telling, if I kill all these relatives, how can I enjoy? So that is his desire. That means he has not controlled his senses. He has not controlled his senses for enjoyment. Is that clear?
continuation, why he mentioned now I got that point, why he mentioned all those 8 points. I mean, part
Yeah.
of
Yeah. So he was asking about enjoyment. You know, if I kill all these relatives, how can I enjoy the kingdom? Okay. So he was expressing his desire for enjoyment in external objects. That is what Krishna is asking us to control. Don't engage your senses in sense objects for enjoyment. Rather, you find happiness within. Now, when Krishna asks Arjuna to fight and go ahead and kill these people, now there is no question of how can I find an enjoyment there, because he is finding satisfaction within. By following Krishna's instruction, he is finding satisfaction within. He is becoming self-satisfied, Atma Rama.
okay. Yeah.
In the absence of that, he was going to find enjoyment in the sense objects, external objects, the Kauravas. Yeah.
So these 8-step fall down process, this applies to even when you grow in bhakti at a later stage also. You have to be very, very careful. Like, you know, sometimes people may think that now I have done so much bhakti, I'm chanting for so many years, I have so much self control, I will never get angry.
Yeah.
But if you are still, you know, thinking that, oh, I will not get angry and I will not get attacked, and you start thinking about some sense object for your enjoyment, that's just the beginning. The other steps will follow. So these are verses which makes you cautious that, you know, don't fall into the trap of, don't let it loose.
Yeah.
You have to be very, very careful. Even if you've attained any, you know, level in spirituality, you should not give yourself a chance, because this is the way how Maya enters. So first you start contemplating on some object, and then done.
Yeah.
So it's also, you can relate it into many ways. Like, for example, somebody will say, oh, there are 4 regulative principles, I can follow 3, not 1. If you let it lose 1, all 4 will follow.
Yeah, you can break everything. Yeah.
So even when you're practicing bhakti, like, people will say, there are things like, you know, why are we following such stringent processes? Like, you know, we have to chant. Now I have developed that love for God, or I have attained some level that, you know, I need not count how much I am chanting.
Yeah.
So these are the places where, you know, you start becoming overconfident and you let it loose. Then these are the 8 steps that you can observe like how you fall down. So the processes are laid out. You have to follow them strictly, not leave any gaps.
Yeah. Yeah, especially the first point that you mentioned, right? Even for sadhakas, when we are practicing bhakti, these problems, the problems mentioned in the 8-step process of fall down can occur because even while we are practicing sense control, remember what Krishna mentioned in one shloka? The taste for sense object remains. The taste for sense objects remains. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha rasavarjam rasopyasya param društva nivartate. Even for a sadhakas, even for a learned people who is practicing sense control, the taste for sense objects remains. Now we know that we have to follow these regulative principles and we have to chant, we have to do minimum sadhana, reading books and hearing all these things. So even though we are doing all this, but still in the back of our mind, the taste for some of the sense objects that we have given, the taste for alcohol, the taste for so many different things, that still remains. For example, now after practicing for 5 to 10 years in bhakti, obviously we don't listen to movie songs, right? But still, all of a sudden, when somehow when you listen to a movie song, some Ilayaraja or Kiravani song somewhere, what happens? The taste for sense object remains. That means all the impressions, the background of that song, who you watch that movie with, how you enjoyed that movie, all the emotions, the thoughts, everything comes into your mind. So it's okay if the impressions come, that's okay, but the problem is we should not contemplate. Oh, Ilayaraja movie, oh, it was so beautiful. Geetanjali movie, oh, there is a heroine in the rain, in the train railway station. So if you start contemplating on all those things, then you'll feel like watching that movie again, and then you'll feel like doing that, all those things. So let the impression come. You cannot artificially stop the impression. Let those impressions come, but just stop at that. Don't contemplate. Yeah.
Also, I mean, it's not that all the 8 steps will be there when you fall down. One of the very good example is Bharat Maharaj, right? So he was such a great yogi and such an elevated soul that he left his kingdom.
Yeah.
Right? But what led to his fall down? Contemplating on simple thing that dear.
Yeah, one of his senses. Which sense? Touch. He was very overjoyed with the touch of a soft skin of the deer. Okay, there is a story, Bharat Maharaj story, Jada Bharat, how he was almost at the stage of perfection, just one level below perfection. From Prema, just level 1 below is Bhava. He was at the stage of Bhava, but then he fell down. Only because of one sense, touch. He saw a nice, newly born deer, unattended by the mother deer, and then he became compassionate. He brought the deer inside his hermitage, and then started raising the deer, and every day nicely touching the deer skin, very soft, very comfortable, very cozy. And then he fell down. He was attached. Yeah.
So he started with thinking, what will happen to that deer? What will happen to that? Who will take care of that?
Yeah.
And then their desire came that, okay, I should take care of it.
Yeah.
And then attachment. As a sadhaka, we have to be very careful. It's not that doesn't mean that you should not be compassionate, but being careful.
Yeah, even one of the senses. Yeah. Even if one of the senses drive us away, there will be distraction. Now, what to speak of when 5 senses are driving us away, complete distraction.
There are 10 rules. Okay, I'll follow 9. Let one be. One rule, I'll just take it like.
Yeah.
Doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah, it's natural to think, I'm following 9 things. If I neglect one, if I violate one thing, it's okay. Krishna will, relax. Krishna will give an exemption because I'm doing 9 things, right?
And Krishna make an exemption, but you should be cautious.
Yeah.
You should do your part.
Because that one thing can drive us away.
It will make you break all the 9 others.
Yeah.
I have a question, Prabhuji. So he's contemplating on the simple thing like what will happen to the deer.
Yeah.
So my question is more that what if it is his Swadharma? Then he should be doing that Swadharma as well, right? He should be taking care of.
If it is his Swadharma.
So how do we know that if it is his Swadharma or not?
No.
If I come across some situation, I
Yeah.
know, if I'm worrying or contemplating about a simple thing,
Yeah.
Should I, how would I know that it is my Swadharma or it is not my Swadharma? If it is not my Swadharma, then yes, I can let go of it.
Yeah.
Or I will stop contemplating about it. But if it is my Swadharma, then I should be doing that, right?
Yeah. So
how
for
do I
example,
know?
for an IT person, okay, bringing a deer and taking care of the deer is definitely not our Swadharma. Same thing for Jada Bharat Maharaj. What is his Swadharma and Sanatana Dharma? Is only service to the Lord. He was almost at the stage of perfection. Okay, if he can continue for some more time, he would have achieved Prema stage and went back to Godhead. Of course, he did that. Krishna gave him one more opportunity, and then eventually he achieved perfection and he went back to Krishna. But he could have done that earlier, sooner than what he was able to do. So in case of Jada Bharat, it was not his Swadharma, neither Swadharma nor Sanatana Dharma. So the correct thing that he should have done is, okay, there is a deer unattended by mother deer. I'll find somebody and give this baby deer so that they can take care of it. So they can find somebody in the village and give the deer to them, and then he can focus on his sadhana. Yeah, that is what he should have done.
Based on his state, so that is not his Swadharma.
Yeah, yeah.
But some people do get do fall down even while doing this Swadharmas, right? Like too much attached to the family or too much attached to the job.
Yeah.
Or too much attached to something
Mhm.
related to the Swadharma while performing the duties of Swadharma.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know, like Prabhuji mentioned, we have to be balanced, have a balanced life.
Yeah, remember we read in that 2 duties paragraph, we have to balance both Swadharma and Sanatana Dharma. So both are not separate actually. So all the activities that you are doing under the umbrella of Swadharma, why are we doing? Like taking care of the body, taking care of the family, this is all Swadharma, right? Doing an IT job, this is all Swadharma. So we are doing all this under the umbrella of Swadharma to connect with our Sanatana Dharma. Because this is not separate. This body is not separate from our spiritual duty. We are using the body to perform spiritual duty. Because the soul, without body, soul cannot do anything. So it's equally important to maintain the body also. As much as the soul is important, so much the soul is also important. The body is also important. Yeah, both are equally important. Yeah. So we cannot neglect Swadharma. We cannot neglect material duties. Yeah.
Like, but it should not exceed certain limit. That's the notion, right? Over attaching or
Yeah, overdoing.
Overdoing.
Overdoing. Yeah. 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 If we do.
Done? Then I have one more question.
Yeah.
So I was contemplating, I'm thinking about the science.
You're contemplating.
Thinking about what they say, right?
Yeah.
Into anything.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. We know that Duryodhana did something, Arjuna Dharma said, but some Sainika staying at the other side, some Sainika staying at this side. What the example, if I'm in India, I cannot fight for Pakistan, right? Just fight for India. So they just need to support their country. So what is the dharma for them? Just need to support and get the Sankhya after fighting or dying in the
Yeah, all those people I think who died on
Yeah,
the
exactly. They cannot change the side, right? Okay,
Yeah.
this adharma is happening, I cannot go and fight on the other side.
Yeah.
Sainika cannot take a chance, right?
Yeah.
Maybe Raja can do, but not the person who just working under him.
Yeah.
So what is the people thought process? What could have been happened to them? They went to the Sarga or what happened?
Or the people on the Kaurava side who died.
Kaurava and as well as this side.
Yeah, whoever died in front of Krishna, they all went to Vaikuntha Loka. Vaikuntha Loka.
Yeah. They don't have choice, right? That's what I like. We are also same thing. Like some decision taken by Trump or others.
Yeah.
If let's say we just follow them.
Yeah.
We cannot do it, cannot change anything.
Yeah, because they died in front of Krishna, they all attained Vaikuntha Loka. But if it is a war between India and Pakistan, they don't go to Vaikuntha Loka. They go to Kunta. From one Kunta to another Kunta. Okay, I think it's almost 2:30. We can conclude here. Thank you everyone for joining. Hare Krishna. We'll continue next week.
Hare Krishna.